Welcome to the Chef's Kitchen Healthy Fine Dining series. I'm your host, Nicole Gaffney, and we're here today with St. Luke's University Health Network, joining together doctors and chefs to create healthy new menu options to be featured at their restaurants. Joining me in the kitchen today is Chef Meghan Macenka and Blake Morgan from Morgan's, along with Dr. Mark Hosak. Welcome.
Welcome, thank you for having us.
Of course, it's great to have you all here today. What are we making?
Today we will be making 3 different things. For dinner we run a seared scallop with roasted parsnip and cauliflower puree with a fennel citrus salad.
Yum.
Also our most popular salad is the Morgan salad, and for breakfast we have a egg white and vegetable frittata with a Applewood smoked cheddar.
Sounds amazing. Let's get started.
All right. Well, first we'll start with the scallops. In the oven I already have the parsnips and cauliflower roasting.
I love parsnips.
These I had at a 1-inch dice, just olive oil, salt, and pepper. So we start with that.
They got so beautifully browned,
Yes,
too.
they're great. And when they get this color, they have like a caramely flavor, again, without using butter.
I love that.
So this is kind of a play on a mashed potato.
Okay.
Usually a mashed potato is heavy cream, butter, and potatoes. This, I honestly just use the vegetables, and I use enough chattel, which is a lower fat cream cheese, which gives it the smooth and silky texture without all the calories of butter.
Fantastic.
So
I can take this.
And there is your enough chattel. That honestly you can find right next to cream cheese.
Yeah,
in
I've
the grocery store.
used it many a time.
And then we will start to pulse, and only if needed, we will add a little bit of milk. You don't need, and again, we don't need to use cream.
Perfect. So you're looking to get this totally smooth? Nice.
And I will add a little bit of milk to this to thin it out.
And can you use a skim milk, or do you recommend
Yes.
whole milk, or?
Whatever you prefer, but to keep it healthy, we are using a skim milk.
Excellent.
And once this is all finished, we have a mashed potato-like texture, which
nice.
is probably half the fat of a mashed potato.
I love it. Excited to try that.
Awesome. And then we are going to start with our searing of our scallop.
These are
Again,
gorgeous
olive
scallops.
oil. Those are dry pack scallops. A huge thing people never do with their scallops is pat them dry. You don't want any wetness on a scallop. That will just, you won't get that golden brown sear on there.
Nice. That's a great tip.
So we're going to pat these dry.
Well, while you do that, I'm going to come over here and talk to our doctor. Hi, Mark.
How's it going?
Good. So tell me what you do at St. Luke's.
So I work in the emergency department.
Okay.
So I work over there. We see a lot of different things. So we take care of all sorts of different people. We see anything from people who stub their toes, have anything like the flu, the sniffles, chest pain, no matter how long it's been going on for, all sorts of things. Fall hits your head, heart attack, stroke. We see a lot of different things that just vary on a day-to-day basis, which is pretty cool.
Right. What made you want to go into emergency medicine?
So when I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do, I kind of went through and never really found one thing that I fell in love with. I'd like to do a lot of different things. So emergency medicine was pretty unique in the fact that I see everything. So I see everything from like a family doctor would see. I'll see a bunch of like orthopedic things where people fall, break bones. See all sorts of weird, broken things you get to try and put back together, and you'll take care of super sick people that have heart attacks and strokes or all those things, and just kind of the complexity of everything. Every day is different. I never know what I'm going to see. Keeps me on my toes, keeps me running, and it's pretty neat.
I'm sure there is a lot of complexity. It's like being a detective and trying to figure out what's
It's
going on.
It can be
I can
frustrating
only
at times,
imagine.
but it's pretty fun.
I'm sure. Well, what do you love about being part of the St. Luke's Health Network?
What I love about being part of the St. Luke's Network is just kind of the way that the whole thing's set up. It feels like you're truly part of a family. So basically, all the staff that I work with over there, we all get along great. Everybody works together. So no matter how horrible your day is going or how busy you are, and with how busy it can be sometimes during flu season can definitely kind of cause that to be a little bit stressful. So everyone there kind of helps to keep you happy, picks you up, and makes your day a little bit more enjoyable. And even our directors and the presidents of our hospital and everything are really easily and accessible, so it's pretty interesting.
That's fantastic. I think if you guys, as doctors and administrators, are all having a great day and like being around each other, it makes it a lot better for the patient.
Yeah, it definitely makes it a little easier.
For sure. We'll return with more from the Chef's Kitchen. We now return to the chef's kitchen. So how are you doing with these scallops over here?
Great, we're just finishing them up here. We're putting a nice brown on them, a nice sear.
Great.
And Megan, I'm sure, is almost ready for them. So.
Yes, and then I'm going to toast the pine nuts for the slaw. Excuse me here.
Okay.
Pine nuts just give it a nice crunch. And in this slaw, I zested a little bit of orange, a little bit of lemon, and a little bit of juice. For our emulsification, we're going to use a little bit of olive oil. This is just a nice, light, citrusy salad to go on top of the buttery scallops.
Perfect.
And then I also have some golden raisins here for a little bit of tang and sweetness.
Nice.
And a little bit of fennel frond, that is the top of the fennel, because we like to use all the parts of our vegetables. A lot of people don't utilize that. They would use the bottom and throw it away. There's always ways to utilize the vegetable from top to bottom.
That's great. And you're a chef also.
I am.
Important to point out.
Yep.
And you are
And also the owner.
the owner, being Blake Morgan of Morgan's. Tell me about the restaurant.
Well, we're open breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We serve 6 days a week. So we do breakfast from 7 to 11. We do lunch and dinner from 11 till 9:30, and then we do that same menu, lunch and dinner all day. We have lunch features that go from 11 to 3:30, and then the dinner features take over. So we have a wide appeal menu. It's very friendly food, country food. It's set, Morgan's is set in a building that's dated from the Revolutionary War. So it's
Wow.
really neat. When you're in there and
Yeah.
you're dining, you think, oh my gosh, the things that have transpired and the meals that people have had and how food and how the world's changed. I mean, Civil War, World War I, World War II.
Right.
So it's really neat being there and being a part of it. So we tried to make the food comfort food, country inn food, and just with our menu, it's wide appeal, but then Megan does a great job, as well as Jill, my other sous chef. They do a great job with their specials, so there's something unique there to try. And we try to keep those seasonal. I think it's
Nice.
important. It's hard to improve what nature does, so you
Absolutely.
just keep it simple and keep it in season.
Fantastic.
Yes, and this dish going along with healthy is very in season. The parsnips and cauliflower are huge in winter, and fennel and citrus is also just the fruit of the season.
It
so
really is.
Okay, I'm
That's
gonna take
perfect.
And these scallops are great, and these pine nuts are ready for Megan, so
Yep.
that handle's hot.
Okay.
Okay. And she'll assemble everything for you.
Great. Come over here.
This a toss.
And now, is this on the menu permanently, or is
This
this
will be a
special?
feature. This is
Great.
a feature.
And this is going to be part of the St. Luke's University Health Network, our Healthy Fine Dining Series menu integration.
And this is also gluten-free,
Excellent.
pescatarian. If you're a vegetarian but eat fish, so
Right.
this is perfect for the.
And no dairy in this as well?
There is if you add the little bit of milk in there.
What kind of foods do you typically like to eat? Is this on your radar?
Yeah, I mean, I like to eat a broad variety of different things. I'm pretty simple and basic, but pretty
Meat and
much.
potatoes kind of guy?
Not quite that basic. I mean, I'll try pretty much anything once.
good.
So, but I wouldn't say there's one thing I like gravitate towards.
Okay. Do you advise your patients at all on their diets?
Not really.
Not
Not
really
really from the
for
emergency
emergency.
department. I mean, sometimes we'll give them hints about things they need to change, but that's not really something that we do too often.
Yeah, you just kind of put out the fires.
Pretty much. That's actually a beautiful way to put it.
Now, you like to hunt also, I understand.
Yes, I do. Yeah, so I do a lot of archery hunting, and I kind of go all over the country for it. I was out in
It's really
Illinois.
challenging.
Yeah, but it's nice to kind of get away from all the hustle and bustle of work and just being running on my feet all day and really having to think about a lot of different stuff at once and just sit in
Yeah.
the middle of nowhere and just relax.
Yeah, I bet.
So that's kind of my favorite part about that.
That's good. Really cool. And do you eat what you...
Yes, I do.
Catch. Okay,
Yeah.
great.
I'm not always the best at it, but I at least eat it if I get it.
And then again, for
Thanksgiving.
some beautiful color, we're just going to add a little bit of the fennel frond to the top.
This is a beautiful dish.
And again, light and healthy and seasonal. So
And there was no butter in here, and just some fresh citrus, and
I love it.
just the perfect dish that everybody thinks healthy eating is just very bland. And this is a very complex meal that has every component from sweet to tangy to
Yeah.
crunchy, and it is healthy. So
I love it. I'm going to bring this over to our tasting table, and then we can get started on the next one.
okay, great.
And then next, since we are open breakfast, lunch, and dinner, we're going to feature. This was our dinner feature. I'm going to do our breakfast feature
Great.
now. This is going to be our egg white frittata with veggies and Applewood smoked cheddar.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
We're going to
already.
start off by sautéing our veggies. It's always important as a chef to season every component of your dish, flavor. And a lot of you are going to be confused. This is going to start looking like an omelet, but in a restaurant, you don't have the 45 minutes to cook each individual frittata.
Right.
So at the restaurant, we start this in a pan, and we have a salamander that melts everything. So at home, if you would like, you could start this early and put it in the oven, but there's always a shortcut. This is our shortcut. You start it as an omelet and just finish it in the oven.
Perfect.
And what we're going to do, I picked an Applewood smoked cheddar to add to it, so you have the healthiness of the vegetables. The Applewood smoked cheddar isn't very fattening as well, but what it's going to do, it's going to add some heartiness to the dish. It's going to taste like you would have had meat or sausage or bacon, and it adds that smoky flavor,
Yeah.
and then a little creamy on top.
That's
so.
great. So
Yep.
you get all of that flavor without any of the meat.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly.
We'll return with more from the chef's kitchen. We now return to the chef's kitchen. So Mark, what emergency department are you in?
I work at our St. Luke's Allentown campus.
Okay,
Great.
great.
Yeah, it's an interesting place.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
We're kind of just running, like at a community hospital, so you see a lot of
Right.
different things. And
Yeah.
just handle a lot of different stuff.
I'm sure. So you added the eggs. Now is this egg whites only?
This
Egg
is
whites,
egg whites
only.
only.
Again, just a healthy option for you. You can add a little yolk if you'd like.
Sure.
It's just, the yolk emulsifies and the yolk adds volume to it when you bake it, but the egg whites taste just the same, and again,
Yeah.
it makes it a little bit better for you. So we'll just start it in the pan. We'll keep cooking it until it's almost set up, and then we'll top it with the cheese and finish it in the oven.
Great.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, again, seasonal, you can do whatever. The great thing about eggs or egg dishes is you can throw seasonal vegetables in, you can roast
Definitely.
vegetables, you can,
There's
and
always
breakfast
something
is such
in
an
season.
important meal,
It
you know.
is.
And with eggs, you could do a scramble, an omelet, a frittata. They're just very versatile.
So yeah, definitely. You do a hash, you can do all kinds of
Exactly,
things.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Yep.
But
So you just had a baby, a
Yeah.
4-month-old?
Yeah, a little boy.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How's it
pretty-
been going?
That's pretty good. He sleeps great. So everybody's biggest thing is your child doesn't sleep. Our little dude will sleep 6-7 hours straight before he wakes up.
You must be used to that kind of weird schedule though, being
Yeah.
an ER doctor and everything.
Yeah, so it's not too bad, but he's awesome.
Oh, that's great. So you put the cheese on top?
Yep. we
Cheese
put the
is
cheese on
finished,
top.
and now is the point where you would put it in the oven.
Perfect. So do you want to put this in just a hot oven, or could you do it under the broiler?
You could do it under the broiler, you could do
Okay.
it in a hot oven. We're just going to put it in there so we don't have to stand there and watch it while it.
Right.
You can have a couple minutes of grace, but it's important that your skillet obviously is oven going.
Very
Doesn't have a
important.
plastic handle or rubber handle, that could cause a problem. But,
Yeah, that's
but it's an
definitely-
oven going, non-stick skillet, and that works out great.
Awesome. All right.
We can transition on into lunch now. We have, this is our most popular salad at the restaurant. Again, the components, creamy gorgonzola, tart cranberries, spicy pecans, and a smooth roasted pepper.
Yum.
At the restaurant, we make these ourselves. You can obviously buy them, but we throw them in the oven, get that nice char on them, peel them.
So much better when they're homemade.
Yes. And we have our homemade lemon vinaigrette here. Can I have the microplane, please? Thanks. This just consists of zest and juice. We use honey as our emulsifier, so there's no like refined sugar or anything in this
Nice.
dressing. And when you're zesting, you never want to get past the white because that's the bitter pith of the citrus.
That'll throw the whole thing off.
Yes.
I love the flavor of different citrus zests. Do you use them in your cooking at all?
I tried.
Yeah.
I think I put more of the sour stuff in than I'm supposed to, though.
Oh, really?
Usually the number one
Gotta
thing
learn
on
something
cooking
new.
shows they say is there's not enough acid. So
Acid.
any little squeeze of lemon juice you ever
Yeah.
want to put on a dish, that's like a big thing.
Totally.
Yeah.
So you're not doing anything wrong.
Maybe I'm doing something right.
Look, I say if it tastes good to you, then it's good.
Exactly.
You know, there's no reason to be overcritical of it.
Exactly.
And we're just going to juice this lemon.
And this by far is our most popular salad.
Yeah.
I mean, not just because it has its name, Morgan's, which draws attention, but also because of the components. And they just all work really well together. You have a little sweetness from the cranberry. The pecans are spicy. You have acid in the lemon.
Right.
You have creamy in the gorgonzola. And then roasted peppers to add a little bit of hardiness to it. So,
Yeah.
it's enjoyable, and we
peppers-
sell it quite a bit.
That's great. The peppers almost have like a meatiness to them.
They
Yes.
do, yeah.
And now we're going to add the vinegar for tang.
And what kind of vinegar was that?
That was white vinegar.
Okay.
And always, again, salt and pepper.
Very important.
I always say to the chefs at work, what is the number one thing we do to our food? And it's season it.
Yes.
So.
It doesn't come that way. So.
Right. That's true. And how long long have you had the restaurant for?
Since February 2005, so we're going on 12 full years, starting our 13th year.
Happy
Which is,
anniversary.
thanks, which is a great accomplishment considering
sure is.
it's a short-lived business. Usually 3 years is the max. So we owe that to, I owe that to a great staff. I owe that to great customers. And again, I think the location really helps us as well. It's just a really neat place to have dinner. You know, with the history.
Well, it really says a lot about a restaurant that's been open that long.
Oh, thanks.
You know, it can't survive if it's not good.
That's right.
We'll return with more from the chef's kitchen. We now return to the chef's kitchen.
And then what Meghan will do is once her dressing's done, she'll take all these components and just assemble them on the salad just so it looks nice. And then you have a delicious salad, and you could have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I'm going to go check her frittata.
Perfect.
Okay.
And this is on the dinner menu and the lunch menu.
It is.
Yes.
Great.
Yes, we serve the lunch and dinner menu through both of them through lunch and dinner. So
Oh,
if
so
you
you
want
don't
to
even
come for
close.
dinner, you could have a burger. If you want to come for lunch, you could have a filet mignon as well. So
Love it. Never know when you're going to want to get fancy at lunchtime. You know?
Exactly.
Right. Or you have a doctor that works odd hours and
Right.
is hungry for dinner in the
Yeah.
morning, and you
And
can
some
accommodate them.
people
that
like
would
to
be
eat their big
perfect.
meal at lunch, so they eat their big meal at lunch and go lighter at dinner for just a salad.
Exactly. How is the frittata? Not quite
Great.
done yet?
Almost ready.
Okay.
Yeah. We just want to make sure that it's firm, set up, and that the cheese is properly melted, and then we'll bring
And you
that
can
out.
see how thick this got. That was because of our honey. That's called the emulsifier. People use Dijon or egg
Okay.
yolks, but for the tanginess and zestiness of that lemon, you want to cut it with a little bit of honey.
Oh, that makes sense. It's all about balance, right?
Yes. Okay.
You eat a lot of salads?
Actually, I do.
Yeah?
Yeah, I never did before I met my wife, and now I eat a lot of them.
My husband probably would say the same thing.
Yeah, I probably never ate one before, and now I eat them a couple times a week.
That's good.
The key for me is to always have a protein on my salad.
Yeah.
That keeps me going and full.
Definitely. The protein will fill you up and makes things a little bit more interesting if you're not a big salad guy.
Exactly.
And I'm sure the doctor runs on a chef-like schedule.
Yeah.
No lunch break.
No, none whatsoever. I eat whenever I can.
Yes,
and eat
exactly.
later.
Yep.
So you always have to have that protein.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I eat
it's
super
true.
quick, and it's apparently annoying to my wife, but
She'll get past it.
yeah, I
And
think
this
so.
is our Morgan salad.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
We'll bring that right over.
Slide
And
on
we
your
just
lip.
have the frittata.
Right?
Actually,
And it's
oh,
almost
heck
ready.
yeah.
Let me just take a quick look. Again, we're just going to make sure that it's set. It is. You can see using a non-stick pan.
Definitely.
And the other thing is, look at the colors in there as well. So it looks good when you're serving it. Again, you can make it in the oven ahead of time if you're using it for entertaining. You don't have to saute it. Again, we just wanted to speed up the process.
Right.
But food should look good, and then it naturally should smell good, and then if it tastes good. So it kind of goes in order, your eyes, your nose, and your mouth.
Yeah.
So lots of colors, lots of flavor. And again, if you, I don't know if you can smell it, Nick, or not, but you can smell that
Oh, I can
smokiness coming
totally
off the
smell it.
frittata. So again, it has like it would have a bacon or sausage,
Right.
but it just has that nice flavor to it.
Yeah, I love that. Can you smell that over there?
Yeah, it smells great.
Yeah.
So we're just going to slide this out, put this on the plate, right in the center,
Nice.
and you can see we're all done.
Beautiful.
And that's great. So you've had breakfast, you've had lunch, and you've had dinner.
All we need
And
is dessert.
All we need is dessert. We'll have to wait. You'll have to come to the restaurant to
Exactly.
have that. Okay.
Perfect. Let's bring
Great.
this over and we'll get ready to taste. Well, I don't even know where to start, but I guess I'm going to go with breakfast first.
Thank
You
you.
guys
Sure.
Thank
all
you.
have to dig in with me.
Well, if you start at that end, then I'll start at this end.
Perfect.
I'm just gonna
We'll
follow
start
your
with
lead. I'm just
dinner.
gonna follow you.
start at dinner.
I don't need to take the whole piece of cheese.
You can have it all. That's fine.
Don't tempt me.
Really good.
So much flavor in that. For an egg white omelet, you get all the vegetables, and that cheese really makes it.
It does, yeah. It's a great cheese. I'm anxious to see how you like our signature salad.
That vinaigrette is so good.
Did you get a pecan? Those are good
Going
too.
for
A
one
little
now.
spicy. So you need to have
I
that.
like spice.
And being that's our signature salad for 12 years, I've tried that once or twice, so I think I'm good on that. Maybe I'll sneak a little
That's
egg white
great.
frittata.
And the piece de resistance.
This is what I'm really after. Megan, you
We're
have to
crossing
eat
over.
too.
I'm used to not eating with my job. It's always go, go, go.
This is different. You're allowed to eat on the chef's kitchen.
You just gotta learn to eat real quick.
Yes. I always cook for others and not myself.
That mash is delicious.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
You can see where you get the flavor of a mashed potato, but there's, again, no butter or cream. And
Exactly.
And I think it's important if you looked at it, nothing we did took hours to do.
No.
It was extremely quick, the ingredients were fresh, and they had a good combination of textures, and that's what you want. We were cooking before, how much of this, how much of that. Recipes are guidelines, not commandments.
Totally.
Put in what you like and make it the way you would eat it, and it'll be delicious.
as long as it's delicious and you enjoy, that's what we aim to please. So
I love that so much. Well, thank you all for being here today. This was so much fun.
thank you for having
Thank
us.
you.
Thanks to St. Luke's. Thanks to Morgan's. Let's do it again.
Great,
All right,
sounds
thanks.
great.
Thank you.
Thanks. Great being here today. We're really excited. It's great to be here with fellow chefs. There were some things before us, and I got to see them. And it's great to have a program that promotes locally owned, locally sourced restaurants and businesses.
And my main thing was focusing on the healthy food. Everybody thinks healthy food needs to be bland and not flavorful, but it's nice to show like 4 to 5 different ways that you can make healthy food and make it taste good. So this was really awesome.